great to be here. Congratulations to all of you. I think you ought to give yourself a round of applause for all the things you've accomplished as a community. If I would say this, if you would start a college here, I'd like to be your basketball coach. I've had two favorite people from Kendallville that has been big in my life, Brad Miller and John DeCamp. I don't know, how many of you know John DeCamp? Remember John DeCamp? Any DeCamps here? John was our SID and sports information guy at Purdue when I got there in 1980. I came in and as Chuck said, George is my boss and probably the best boss I ever had, one of the best bosses I ever had anyway. Great guy, he was a great coach. And was there like a couple of weeks and they put me in the union because I was recruiting Russell Cross at that time, so I wasn't in town much. So I was on the road after him. But stayed in the union a couple of weeks, and John DeCamp grabbed me one day and said, "You're going to move in with Ann and I, his wife, and you're going to stay here till you find a home to buy." And I lived with John DeCamp for about 2 or 3 weeks, and we always got up every morning, ate breakfast at XXX, and went to work, came back home that night, had a highball, and we ate together, and it was fun. John DeCamp was one of the nicest, funniest men I've ever known, and I really appreciate the fact he kind of took me under his wing when I was new, didn't know anyone, he introduced me to the right people. And of course Brad Miller, he's some other questions I got here was another special person in my life. That somebody asked when I wrote a quote, "What is your favorite Brad Miller story?" Well, I got a couple, 3 stories, but one of them I can't tell. But anyway, he had a great family relationship, and he's I think his mom kind of wondered what the hell I was doing sometimes, but anyway, it was an interesting scenario. One day he came to my office and said, "Coach, I'm quitting." I said, "What's wrong with you? What are you talking about?" He says, "Well, I'm going to go back to Kendallville and start a business." And he's a sophomore. I said, "Start a business? What are you going to do for money?" He says, well, I'll get money from the fans." I said, "Let me tell you something, Nimrod. You're not going to get any money from Purdue fans. When you quit, you're done here. And you're not going to give you anything. You're not going to start a business. You're going to be in trouble. You got to get your degree, and you got a chance to be a great basketball player. Maybe play in the NBA someday if you keep working up your game, because you got a lot of great skills." And he said, "Okay," and he left. It was like, what happened to that little argument? So it was weird. So he's just a special, different type of kid that I really enjoyed him the whole time, because he's like Cardinal. He's a special type of guy that comes along once in a lifetime as far as the players. I know when he was smaller, he was like a point guard. And then they got and he was a good point guard, good ball handler, good passer and all that. And then as he got his growth spurt, now you got a 6'10" point guard almost. And one of the things that made him great in the NBA was the fact he could pass the basketball to the open people. So the thing about Brad that was so good in practice, you can put in a high-low offense, like put one guy in each box, flash one up, hit the guy in the box, he'd turn and throw it inside of the guy to be wide up, or he could just flash up, catch it, and shoot it, make it. Or he could be the low post man, and you could flash somebody else up and hit him, he could throw it down to Brad and he'd score. So he was a quick learner. You only had to tell him once, picked it up quick. If you put in some kind of trap, we used to have a defense, if I showed the fist, it meant trap the dribbler when he crossed half court, or open hand man, we were going to trap the first wing pass. Brad had it like that. He was quick to learn plays. Last seconds plays, he'd pick them up, and he was very, very good to do things that you're trying to teach. So special young man, special player, tremendous success as far as we're concerned, because we all love him, or at least I do. And I can tell you that one of the things too that happened, we won the league in, I think it was in '96 when he was a freshman, and he was playing a lot as a freshman. And we won the league this game, and we're sitting there, and we had these school chairs in our dressing room after a game, because I wanted their attention after a game and talk about different stuff. And he had played very well that game, and I went by, we won the league, and I kissed him on top of the head. And he looked at me like, "What the hell is wrong with you? Why did you do that? Men don't kiss men." And I didn't think anything about it, went on and did my business, and moved down the road, and we got ready for NCAA play, or whatever was coming up next. But anyway, he was a special young man. I'm very proud of him. I know he does a lot of great things for your community. And was always in a Boys and Girls Club type events, and it was something that I thought was very, very special for for his own endeavors, because he was a guy that kind of come up the hard way and had kind of a tough road for a while as a player. And I can relate to that because I was the same way. I was kind of a late bloomer, and when I was like a 8th grader, I wasn't very fast, but as I got older, I could run the 100 about 9.9 with a strong wind behind me, of course. But it was one of those things where I could relate to his athletic problem because I'd kind of been through what he'd been through as far as athletics, not talking about his personal life, but something that has been special to me was special to him. So between John DeCamp and Brad Miller, I have a special feeling for you guys here, and after watching you tonight, I have a very special feeling because I have really enjoyed this evening, enjoyed the ride with Mike today. It was something I could see why he's so successful as a leader, does all the right things as far as hard work and so on. So it's been special to me, and I thank you very much for having me be your speaker tonight. It's been fun being here tonight. Thank you for your attention. I know it's been a long night. It's been a long day for me, I can tell you that. You're lucky I didn't go to sleep on you. So anyway, it's fun. Mike, you deserve a round of applause. Give this guy a round of applause. He's great. I love Kendallville. I love the place here. I love you guys. Thank you very much.